Right. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to talk to you about something that's super important to me and actually should be important to anyone that buys clothing. So, I'm going to break this down into three categories on the type of clothing lines or clothing brands that float around us. All right, so the first thing you think of when you think of a fashion designer or a clothing brand, you think of big luxury designers. These are creative directors, right? We're thinking of big time luxury Italian, French brands that set trends for everyone and decide what's going to be anything that year, right? Creative directors, they create a world, they create their own style, they keep their aesthetic going while creating new trends. It's something that everyone thinks of when they think of fashion design. So, I call those creative directors. Most of these people know how to sketch. They know how to do these creative things and put a creative world together, but they don't do much more. As you can see in their biographies and things that were written about these people and movies that were made, they pass a piece of paper over to basically the head of production. So a seamstress, a tailor, someone that's head of manufacturing that will get it done. Okay? The second person, okay, and I hope no one gets offended by this, but come on, is what I call a logo slapper. Okay? Anyone that goes to a manufacturer or picks garments out of a catalog, sends over an AI file or a PDF of their logo that they may or may have not have made, and slaps their logo on already made clothes. They don't know what's going on. They don't know where it gets made, how much the people get paid. They don't know anything. That's, to me, it's not, that's as far as I'm going to go. So those people may or may not be a graphic designer that do the graphics to get printed, but they don't actually manufacture or do anything, really, besides send the file over in an email. So, okay, so that's what I call a logo slapper. And finally, the third one is a fashion designer. So, when you go to school or you learn fashion design, you learn how to do the whole process. So, inspiration, how you come up with your ideas, sketching, pattern making. It goes to grading your patterns, sampling, cutting, construction, and then alterations after the fact. It's the whole process, everything, fabric selection, fabric, fabric manipulation. Obviously, not English. It's not my strong suit. It's just it's a whole thing. It's done by hand. I create something by hand. I'm not creating the fabric by hand, okay? I will admit that. I don't have a loom. If I had the money, I would get one, but regardless, I'm making the pattern. I have this guy, right? That guy, and this guy right here, okay? I can either drape things on her. Oh, see? Ooh. I could drape things on her, create the blocks, the pattern pieces. When I say I'm creating patterns, I don't mean that I'm creating a pattern on a textile, like on a fabric. I'm not creating like houndstooth, or that's not what I'm talking about. Pattern are the blocks that make the garment. So they're like puzzle pieces that go together is the pattern. Okay, so I could either drape it on here, create it how I want, out of like a muslin, which is like a sample fabric. It's just like a cheap fabric that I use and I dispose of it afterwards. Okay, I either drape it on here, make a pattern out of paper, okay, first, and then I grade it into different sizes, okay? It's a very long process for me to put something into production for my company. Or I can create a pattern out of a book and put the measurements and the specs in that I want for that all on paper. And then it gets digitized. I could talk about all of this later in parts because it's pretty complicated. But my point is, people, is that not everyone that claims they're a designer is a designer, okay? This is like any other industry. Say that you have a clothing brand, it's not always... You got to know what you're paying for, is what I'm getting at, okay? When you're paying for like high-end luxury, you're getting luxury, you're getting very quality stuff, but you might be paying for the brand as well, okay? Everybody creates their own margins. We don't know the type of profit that they're making off of that. But you have to know that these people, these logo slappers that are making these hoodies overseas for nothing because they don't care what it's made out of. They don't care about the pattern. They don't care about anything. They just care about the marketing of it to grab you and make the biggest profit margins that they can off of you. Like Supreme and fast fashion and all these bullshit companies that don't care about quality or anything. They just care about what you think is cool at the time. That's a fast fashion company, okay? When it comes to people like me that make fashion in the States by themselves, this is hours and hours and hours of our time when we don't catch a break on how much things cost. We don't buy things in bulk, so we get penalized a lot. Everything's more expensive, and I need to get paid for what I put into the garment, obviously. I mean, honestly, if I charged what these other people charge, I'd lose money every time. But that's not the point, okay? We need to support each other, and we need to support local art and local creation and, okay? Fast fashion just really pisses me off. But if you have any questions, feel free. Email me, text me, call me, FaceTime me. Talk about this all day, any day, okay? But anyways, this will all be in my email. So subscribe. It's at nichka.com. Okay? And design some stuff with me too. That'd be cool. Now that I ranted to you about how that sweatshirt that you bought is bullshit. Oh, by the way, might be getting a pop-up shop. It's not even a pop-up shop because when you think pop-up shop, you think of like fold-out table, crafty bullshit, or like little space. No, pop-up store in Wicker Park or Westtown. I haven't decided yet. But I swear to God, if I don't see all of you there supporting me, I've been quiet, okay? This whole like month and a half or longer since I launched, been quiet, okay? Now I am in need of support from all of you. Anyone all 8 people that are gonna watch this video need to support me. Okay, bye.